Once OCD enters your life, whether you're the person with OCD or it's somebody you love, your life changes. You get a heaping dose of things you don't want. And unmanaged OCD can take away the things you do want. So, how do you get more of what you want? That's the topic of today's podcast. Welcome to the Free Me from OCD podcast. We're here to offer educational resources, coaching, and community support to help you say yes to your life by saying no to OCD. I'm Dr. Vicki Rackner, your podcast host and OCD coach. I call on my experience as the mother of a son diagnosed with OCD when he was in college, surgeon and certified life coach to help you get in the driver's seat of your life. My vision is to help you move towards a future in which OCD is nothing more than the background noise of your full life. This information is intended as an adjunct and not substitute for therapy. Well, I keep a magic wand next to my computer for a reason. It's a constant reminder of my work. I'm here to help my clients get what they want. Now, it seems that this would be such a simple thing. Every kid can tell you what they want for their birthdays. Why then is it so hard to know what you want, ask for it, and get it? And why is this even more challenging when OCD enters your life? In this episode, I'll talk about the challenges you face as you go after what you want. And in the next episode, I'll share some tips for overcoming these barriers so you can get what you want. Well, here are the top 3 reasons getting what you want seems like such a challenge. First, you have a human brain. Brains are exquisitely sensitive to threats and danger and pain. Now, your brain decides where your attention goes, and escaping danger and staying alive are the highest priorities. So when you're fighting for your life, you don't daydream about where you go on vacation. You have to be safe until you connect with your longings and desires. And look, the very presence of OCD shifts your brain focus to survival. Many obsessions address danger, whether it's contamination or being expelled from the tribe because you're a bad person. When you are in the grips of unmanaged OCD, you are focused on survival, not what you want. When you feel unsafe, you're more likely to focus on what you don't want. When you feel safe, you can shift your focus to what you do want. With OCD, you may have complete clarity about what you don't want. Sometimes that can actually help you. Sometimes your unhappiness with the things that are as they are will point you in the direction of your desires. The pandemic-related social isolation told a lot of people that getting and staying connected with important people is a very high priority. However, in many cases, moving away from what you don't want is not always the same as moving towards something that you do want. And here's the paradox of OCD. You want to get less of what you don't want, right? The best way to do this is to actively manage OCD. This is hard work. Where does the motivation come from? It's a focus on what you want. You may know somebody who set a goal of eating more healthfully and losing weight. Maybe they put a picture of themselves at their peak weight on the fridge. Seeing that picture is like aversion therapy. It works for a short period of time. However, the results wear off. If you're really committed to losing weight, a more effective picture to put on the fridge is some representation about what you do want. That vacation spot that you visit with the people that you love. So, the mere presence of OCD in your life makes it challenging to think about what you want. and it will help you be freed from OCD. The second reason it's so hard to get what you want is this. You're raised to be a polite person. You may have been taught lessons about what it means to be a person who asks for what they want, and often it's not an attractive label. Who wants to be known as pushy or assertive or demanding? We are born with ways of getting what we want. A baby cries and then is able to point to the things that they want. As the child acquires language, they'll tell a complete stranger at the grocery store what they want for their birthday. Then, as the child gets older, the parents tell them, don't just blurt out what you want. Wait until somebody asks you before you tell them. Then our peer group socialize us further. I was talking with an adult recently about her birthday celebration. She said that her husband gave her an awful gift. I asked, well, did you leave any hints about what you really wanted? She said, I shouldn't have to. If he loved me, he'd know what I wanted. So you may have been taught to focus on the wants and needs of others and ignore your own wants. This means that you're out of practice with connecting with what you want. The third reason it's so hard to get what we want is this. We have beliefs about how to go about getting what we want, and often we're wrong. So let's take the top 3 beliefs. Belief number 1, your human brain will tell you, somebody else needs to do something differently so I can get what I want. You might think, well, what I really want is for my child to manage their OCD. So you put your efforts into persuading your child to do their OCD work. Your life will work better if your plan to get what you want only involves actions that you take, not the actions that others take. So let's take a mom who wants her child to spend less time performing compulsions. Intellectually, she understands that her child will ultimately decide whether or not to do the OCD work. And to that point, she had not. So I asked this mom, well, what if your child decides not to do their OCD work? What would you want then? She thought for a long minute and then told me, what I really want is to go to bed at night thinking, I'm a good parent. I've done the right thing. Well, that's something that she can have. It doesn't involve a magic wand. It just means changing her thoughts about her circumstances. And in a sense, that is the magic wand. Belief number 2, you have to earn the right to get what you want. Many people think about going after what they want as a reward for doing things they don't want to do. You get dessert after you eat your dinner. You get screen time after you practice the piano. You can see how easy it is to think that you have to be worthy of going after the things you want. You don't need anyone's permission to get what you want. If you think you do, I formally grant it to you. Belief number 3, you have to concern yourself with what other people think if you go after what you want. Do you sometimes feel like you're living somebody else's life, not the life that you truly wanted for yourself? Well, here's a secret. What other people think of you is none of your business. Think of other people's opinion as reverse gossip. So anyone with a member of the family with neurodiversity understands this challenge of transcending what other people think of you. Now, you might think, well, how can I focus on the things that I want when others are in pain? And here's the reason. You want to bring your best self to the challenge of being freed from OCD. Everyone benefits. So in summary, in this episode, we talked about the top 3 reasons people find it so hard to get what they want. Number 1, the human brain focuses on danger and pain. When you feel unsafe, you're more likely to focus on what you don't want. Often moving away from what you don't want leads you in a different direction than what you do want. Second, you want to be a polite person, and you may have been taught manners around asking for what you want. Third, you have beliefs about what it means when you identify what you want, go after it, and get it. All right, so here is the great paradox. The best incentive for doing the hard work of managing OCD is the focus on what you want. That is why this is such an important topic. In the next episode, you'll take away ideas for identifying what you want and going after it. Thank you for your listening ear and your commitment to yourself and the people you love. Please leave a review. It will help others like you find this podcast and benefit from the ideas that you're hearing. And if nobody's told you yet today, I admire your courage. Managing OCD may be the hardest job I've taken on. Whether you're an OCD warrior or an OCD champion, you're not alone. There's hope for a better tomorrow. You got this.